ngoba ngishila ngathi izinto uma ngicabanga ukuthi umuntu unelungelo ukuthi enze into la athanda ukuyenza khona ngoba nje ngakhetha ngathanda ukuthi ilicense yami ilearners yami ngiyenze la eGoli yingoba ngangithanda ukuthi ngiyenze la eGoli.
Just like as I've said, a person has a right to do things where they want to, where they wish to do them. And that is the reason as to why I chose to do my learners here in Gauteng, other than doing it back at home.
Ngoba ngishila ngathi ziningi izinto ukuthi amakhampani eKZN maningi kakhulu kodwa siyakhetha ukushiya amakhampani aseKZN size amakhampani nala eGoli.
Just like as I've made an example with the companies, there are a lot of companies around KZN. However, we always choose, maybe at times we choose to leave those companies that are based in KwaZulu-Natal and come and drop our CVs under the companies, to the companies that are based here in Gauteng.
Fana nabantwana benkolo nabantwana abahlala la ePitori thothi bafunde esikoleni saseThembisa akusili icala lokho ukuthanda komuntu uthanda ukufunda kuphi.
Just like the schools, there are kids from Pretoria that are schooling in Tembisa. That is what they exercised. That is their choice in which they've exercised.
Beat the dog, beat the dog, beat the dog until the owner comes out. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of We're Back at the Bank Statements. Oh, my goodness. Advocate Baloyi, George Baloyi, does not take failure lying down. This is the payback. Yes, it is. This is the payback for him losing his application to cross-examine Muzi Sibiya on Bongani Ntanzi's confession that he suddenly doesn't want to call it a confession. He wants to now call them executive statements. Oh, Baloyi, Baloyi, Baloyi. What a joke. But anyway, as you already know, this morning, my Lord came and he delivered a positive judgment in favor of the defense. A once-off event. Someone left in the comment section, where is the celebration? Because they are bringing cake. Yeah. And I said, oh, goodness me. Wouldn't it be nice if we could celebrate? But we got to celebrate the small wins, but we stand up and we keep moving. Let me tell you something I have learned from Muzi Sibiya. Did you know that the entire sitting on Friday, Muzi Sibiya, accused number 1, stood in the witness box the entire time? Umnisi delivered his arguments. Ramasipili delivered his arguments. Unqumalo delivered his argument. Shololo, who also delivered her argument from the bar. Muzi Sibiya stood the entire time. And my Lord said, no, take a seat. And he said, I don't want to. And my Lord said, yeah, you know what? You should take a seat. And he said, I will let you know when I need to sit down. Ooh, come on now, Muzi. And it's been playing in my mind that why wouldn't he want to sit down? And then I realized this is Muzi Sibiya. He is at war. He's not out here to gamble with his life. Standing for a good 5 hours is nothing compared to losing your freedom for the unaliving of SENZO MEYIWA that he doesn't know about. So he was willing to stand. And you know me, I need to understand what's going on. Obviously, I cannot see him, so I cannot see his body language. I cannot see if he's coping in the standation that he's doing. And then I said, he's a soldier. He's soldiering on. He's told himself if he sits down, he will relax. And Baloyi is going to catch him off guard. And so he stands. He stands in protest, a silent protest. He's having a standing protest. And my Lord says, I was an athlete, a very good one at it. There's no way I could stand that long. And Muzi says, I will let you know when I need to sit down. But for now, I'm going to stand throughout these entire proceedings. And you know what? Kudos to him, because he is in the fight for his life. Between him and my Lord, who is the one who is having to face the charges, it is him, and his choice is to stand. And stand he did. He stood the entire day until they left for the day. And so you know what? Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause, because apparently it is not an easy task. Not even athletes can do it. but Muzi Sibiya has done it. So then, of course, Baloyi starts going back into the bank statements and going on and on about why. But why? Why did you go and do your learners in Johannesburg when there's so many places you could have gone nearer to KZN? And then Muzi Sibiya, like the man that he is, because you know, and I've said this before, Baloyi is book smart, but he is not street smart. And Muzi tells him, listen, even people in Pretoria go to school in Johannesburg, okay? Stop making a big deal out of small things, okay? This is not a mountain. This is something regular that people do. Guess what? Even I went to Johannesburg because that's where I wanted to do it. There's no crime. There is absolutely no crime. It was my choice. Unless you can come to me and show me section done and say this is a crime for now, you know? And then Baloyi chuckles, okay? Especially at the Pretoria part. Now, then when you think about what Muzi is saying, it's a brilliant answer because there is no passport requirement between KZN and Gauteng. There's also no passport requirement between KZN and Limpopo. There's also no passport requirement between KZN and as well Cape Town. Heck, even if he was to write in Richards Bay, he could have gone to Richards Bay if he wanted, okay, which has suddenly got a huge spotlight because of the Madlanga Commission. Oh my goodness. But we are not there. So the only time I think he would have needed a passport is if he was going to Lesotho or if he was going to Swaziland. Yeah. But other than that, anywhere else in South Africa, Muzi did not need to ask for permission, especially to use his bank card. He did not even need to go to the bank and say, hey, I'm going to be using the card in Pretoria. Is that okay with you? Because what Muzi and Umbali are doing, or were doing at the time, is not new. Come on. It's not new. Okay? Drop a 1 in the comment section if you've given out your bank card and PIN to somebody else, okay? Don't incriminate yourself. You don't have to tell us who. Yeah, you signed the paper at the bank that says don't do it. But life is lifing, okay? Lives. And besides, can somebody tell Baloyi? Read between the lines. He was going to see Mbali. Duh! He wanted to write in Johannesburg so he could be with Umbali. Yeah? Okay, maybe not Umbali. Maybe he wanted to see the child. But either way, it's none of Baloyi's business and it's also not a crime. So kudos to Muzi for answering that question, in my opinion, very, very professionally. Yeah, I think he did great. I think he did a phenomenal job. But with that, I'm going to end this video right here. Let me know your thoughts with Muzi's answer. And I'll catch you, of course, on the next one. Bye.
Right, so that is the reason this court said maybe it would be infringing on the rights of accused number 2 to use number 2's statement or confession to cross-examine Mr. Sibiya.
Ithemba lami benginalo kutefa ukuthi ngelinye ilanga ingane yami izophuma kuleya ndawo ekuyona ngendlela ebengimbona ekhuluma ngayo nangendlela ebengazi ngayo nami ngoba bengazi ukuthi umzakhulela kwasiya umbulali kaMeyiwa